with you for another week. And I know it's been a couple weeks since I have been live. Try to do this each week, same time, Tuesdays, which is 9 a.m. U.S. Central or Chicago time. But summer tends to throw schedules off for a bit. But plan to be live for the next, indefinitely on Tuesdays. And know that if you have questions or comments as we go throughout our time, if you're watching live, you can put them in the chat, or if you're watching a recording, engage in the chat there too. If you have questions or comments, and know too, you can always send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com. And if you haven't checked out the website, I encourage you, if it feels right, to check that out, particularly the Faithfully Growing community, which gives you a place to connect with others on this parts work journey together. And if you have the capacity while you're there to click the donate tab, it just helps keep things like this free and open to all. And if you don't have the capacity, keep showing up. I'm so glad that you're here and grateful for the community that we're developing here. What I do in these lives is good morning, Lynn. Good to see you and glad to be back. Summer has thrown my schedule off a bit and had a last minute dentist appointment I needed to take kids to last week. So good to be back. What I do in these lives is I give just a brief talk to set up the meditation that I'll lead you into. And then we take about 10 minutes to check in with our internal world and in our system. And so today, before I lead us in our meditation, just wanted to talk just a bit about what internal family systems, or IFS, is. And the main thing is we are made up of parts. And at our core is self, that calm, compassionate inner leader. And some people may call that Buddha nature. Some may find it as Christ consciousness. Some may find it just as true, who I truly am. And so I encourage you, see what lands well for you. I love belovedness. And I love the idea that there's something at work within me. I am included. I can love myself. And there's a greater, just something going on beyond me. But we're made up of parts. And at our core, we have that self, who we were originally. And IFS is a model of therapy and self-discovery. And some common parts that we have, and there are two primary aspects of those protectors that protect those younger exiles within us. They're managers that are more proactive, and firefighters. Maybe that's an inner critic or a people pleaser or a perfectionist. And parts aren't problems. They're formed to help us cope, to help us survive. And self, again, is that core presence within everyone that can lead with compassion, empathy, understanding. And it's about building trust, not trying to control. It's when we can establish trust and in the letting go and just being with what is, that healing can happen. But I know I have parts that react to that. And so be aware of those as we go throughout our meditation. And the goal of IFS is not to fix or to get rid of parts, but to help them realize they don't have to work so hard. They're often younger, they get in extreme roles. We want to let them know that there's a team here within us. And so before I lead us in our meditation, let me offer you this prompt. Which parts show up most in your day-to-day life? And how are they trying to help you? And I encourage us all to see if we can bring a little more curiosity to these parts, into ourselves, into our inner world, instead of shame. And so let's check in with that inner system and see what we're noticing right now. And so just settle in. You can close your eyes if you want to and take a couple breaths. You can sit upright or lie down. Whatever helps you feel at ease. Bring your awareness to your breath. There's no need to change it. Just notice the natural rhythm of your inhale and exhale. Let yourself fully arrive in this moment. There's nothing to fix, nothing to figure out. Just be here. Now gently begin to turn your attention more inward. Imagine your world as a landscape inside, not a place you need to control, but one you're here to explore. Notice those parts that are showing up. They may be showing up as thoughts, feelings, physical sensations. But they're those parts we're talking about, those inner aspects with their own energy, their own perspective. See if you can let your awareness expand with curiosity. You're not analyzing, you're just simply noticing. If a particular part of you is present, maybe one you felt lately, invite it to step forward. Maybe it's a part that's been busy, planner, a worrier, an inner critic. Maybe it's a helper or a part that's simply tired. Take a moment to welcome it. You might say, "Hello, I see you. I'm here to get to know you, let you get to know me." See how it's responding. No pressure here. But if it's enjoying your attention, and it's okay to ask a couple more questions, go ahead and ask, what do you want me to know? Ask it, how are you feeling right now? What do you need from me? What are you afraid would happen if you didn't do what you do? Just pause and listen. These are good questions to check in with your inner world and your parts anytime. See if you can let go of needing to fix or change anything. These are actually other parts coming in that matter too. Acknowledge them and let them know they can have some attention too at another time. See if we could get to know this part that you've invited to step forward just a little more. We're almost done. You can let that part know that too. And just allow space for this part to share anything else, even if it's just a feeling or an image. Notice how your body feels as you just stay present with this part. Before we begin to wrap up, send some appreciation to this part that you've invited to step forward and that has stepped forward. Thank it for its courage. You may say something like, thanks for trying to help me. I know you've taken on a big role. If you can trust me a little more, things are different now. I can find you a role that you love because you belong. I need you. Let the part know you don't want to push it away, you just want to understand it. And you can take more time if it would like that. And expand your awareness outward to any parts that you notice that may have witnessed and had the courage to step back for just a bit. Remind them they belong too, and they can have some attention. Maybe jot them down in your journal if you have one. Begin to just be aware of the parts that show up when you do this, when you check in. Then when it feels right, you can bring your awareness back to the present moment and where you are. Open your eyes if they were closed. And let's all see if we can take some of this awareness with us back into daily life. Thanks so much for joining me here. If you haven't already, I encourage you to first of all, if you like this video, it helps YouTube know we're here and helps others find the recording. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do that. And if you have questions or comments, put them in the chat either now or if you're watching recording later. And you can always send me an email to tim@faithfullygrowing.com. But thanks for joining. Thanks for those thumbs up. And so good to be back and with you. And join me next week. Same time, Tuesdays, which is 9 a.m. Central Time, or Chicago time here in the U.S. And thank you so much, Lynn. And have a great week. And let's try to be gentle with ourselves. And I'll join you in that practice. All right, take care.